What things could you not live without even if you tried? I'm currently living through a bit of a minimalist experiment, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I definitely can't live without and some of the surprising things that I was totally okay to let go of. So let's dive into today's video. Hello there friends, and welcome back to Simple Essentials. Today I want to talk to you about the minimalist experiment that I'm currently living through. As you know, if you've looked around this channel, I love organizing spaces, food, budgets, and things like that. But I've also been finding a lot of interesting tweaks to my own way of doing minimalism lately. So let's just quickly rewind for those of you who are new here. My partner and I live near Melbourne, Australia, and about 6 months ago we sold our apartment in Melbourne, which was a 2-bedroom apartment. We moved in with family because we are waiting for our own house to be built, which will be ready in about 6 months' time from filming this video in November 2022. So we're very excited about that, but having lived in this kind of interim space with family in this time, I have realized that there are some very unexpected things that I really can't do without, and there are some other things that I have not missed at all. 99% of our belongings are in a storage unit, which is nearby where we live, and I was actually there this morning and I looked around all the boxes, all the things there, and I was like, look, I'm looking forward to unpack some of these things in the new house, but I also was quite surprised how unemotional I felt when I looked at our sofa or my boxes of silverware and things like that. And it reminded me a little bit about being a kid. Now, I don't know if your parents or wherever you grew up did this, but my mum and dad used to be really good at, when we had too much toys and clutter, they would take a bunch of our things, put them in a box or a bag, and put them out of sight. And mum used to frequently rotate our toys this way, and apparently, and we spoke about this not long ago, she said, you guys never asked for them. You never really realized that that doll or that game or that ball was missing. And in the rare event that you did, I would go get it and give it to you if you were really missing it. So it made me realize, what if we did similar experiments to that as adults? Now, I know in some ways, some minimalist channels will talk about having a box of things. If you're not really sure if you're going to get rid of the thing or not, you can put the item away in a box for 6 months, 3 months or something like that. Set a timer or an alarm in your phone to go and check for that box. And if you still haven't reached for it or missed it at all in those couple of months, you can probably get rid of the thing. So I don't know if this is something that you did as a kid with the toy thing, or if it's something that you do in your life. Please comment below and let me know. I tend to not really hold on to things like that. I tend to be like, I don't need this anymore, I'll declutter it and either donate it, sell it, or whatever. But I know for some people it's a lot harder to let go. So let me know which camp you are in. Would you hold on to it for a while or just declutter it straight away? Now though, without further ado, I wanted to share some of the very unexpected things that I cannot live without and that I have brought with me and have with me day to day where I live. So the first unexpected item is my yoga mat. And the reason this is unexpected is that I am not a yoga person. I'm not against yoga, I will do it from time to time, but I'm not a self-professed yogi. So my yoga mat is very, very thin. It's not a particularly fancy brand or anything, but I don't really like thick, foamy yoga mats. And the reason I brought it and the reason I use it almost every single day is I am not a gym person. So I like running, I like cycling and outdoor exercise, but I will also at times do exercise at home because let's face it, it can be free and you can access it whenever you want. But indoor exercise at home is so much more enjoyable if you have a yoga mat to lie down on. It's easy to wipe down, it's easy to clean, and I have used it so much more than I ever did in my previous accommodation. So maybe I've just gotten healthier, I'm not really sure, but that was one that really surprised me. Number 2 on my list of unexpected items is my coffee machine. Now, everyone likes their coffee differently, and if you are a coffee drinker watching this, you probably have your routine in the morning and however you make it. I personally like drip filter coffee, and these type of coffee machines are not very common here in Australia where I live, so I did buy this machine here. It wasn't very expensive or anything, but for me it's something about the morning routine. You put the coffee on, the kitchen starts smelling of coffee, you can make more than 1 cup at a time, and it's pretty easy. So doing that, and by extension also either myself or my partner making coffee and bringing it back, and we'll have coffee in bed in the morning and chat about the day, it's a really important part of my day that I just can't live without. Now, could I do instant coffee or pod coffee and stuff like that? Absolutely. But for 10 months, when you're settling in and it's your home, I want my own coffee. Another quite unexpected item was this beautiful canvas photo that we have in our temporary bedroom. We actually kindly asked if we could remove the previous picture so we could hang this picture there. And the reason this photo is really important to me is it's from our big Europe trip. We took 4 months off in 2019, pre-pandemic and everything, and went traveling. And this photo for me is the first thing that I see every morning when I wake up, and I love it. It makes me think of that trip. It makes me connect with nature. It makes me love my partner even more because it makes me think of the beautiful memories that we made together on that trip. And I think even though a lot of the other items in the bedroom aren't mine, having that one thing that really connects you is really, really powerful. So I didn't expect it to be as important, and we had it stowed away to start with. And then I said to my partner one day, I was like, could we bring that out? I would really love to look at that every morning. So unexpected, but adds a lot of joy to my life. Next one, probably a lot less surprising, is technology. So I'm pretty minimal when it comes to the technology I use, including the camera, microphone, and light that I'm using right now to film this video, which by the way are all linked in the description box below if you are wondering. But that, along with my laptop, I run my own career coaching business, so I help people find the job that really lights them up. And most of my work is online. So I have a laptop and a couple of things like that, but I do keep it really minimal, and all of my tech gear actually does fit into my carry-on bag. And I did a special video, if you haven't seen it yet, I will link it up here for you, on how I put together my carry-on bag. But that particular backpack fits all of my technology. And I really kind of wish that I could live without the technical things, but I also do enjoy that tech has gotten so small that you can actually fit all the items that you need to run a YouTube channel and a small business into a simple backpack. So I'm pretty grateful for that. And finally, the thing that I can't live without is my bike. I am an avid road cyclist, and I have a bike that I have had for quite a few years now. And I took a bit of a break during the pandemic, and also road cycling is a lot less enjoyable in the winter. So I'm only really getting back into it now, but I really love that my bike is here where we're staying so that I can hop on it or put it in the back of the car and take it to a beautiful spot and go cycling. I think having tools in your life, and for me, health, wellness, and exercise is hugely important. So for me to have those things available, I knew that I liked my bike and I knew that it was important to me, but the idea of it storing it away so that I can't access it as easily just didn't appeal to me at all. So staying with me, a lot of other things have gone into storage. And the very final thing that I can't live without, that I did not expect, is our mattress. So our bed frame and all of our furniture has gone into storage. But pretty quickly we realized that the mattress, the queen mattress in the bedroom where we're staying, where I'm sitting right now, was way too soft for my back. So my partner and I both luckily like a firm mattress. So our mattress is quite firm and not quite as thick and plush as the one that was here. So we actually asked if it was okay that we replaced and put their mattress in storage and put it in a protector, etc., and used our mattress. And I tell you, if you were going to stay somewhere for as long as almost like 10 months to 12 months, which is going to be for us, make sure that you sleep well at night. And I did not expect it to be a big deal. And we started out when we came to visit with the mattress that was already here. And we realized pretty quickly, both of us, that we were just going to enjoy ourselves that much more if we had a mattress that's our style of mattress. So definitely recommend that. So when it comes to this minimal experiment then, what are some of the things I have not missed at all that I thought that I would? The The first category would be anything to do with like bed linen and towels. It turns out that I really don't care about that kind of stuff. Like, of course, I want my bed to be nice and clean, but I have very little sentimental value to any of my bedding, my towels, and I'm quite happy whether I'm staying with family and friends or if I'm in a hotel. It's not something that I care hugely about. So all of my stuff, and by the way, I have a video as well of when I packed up the apartment, so if you're curious to see that one, I will link that up here as well as in the description box below. But you can basically see how I'm packing away all of my blankets and towels and bed linen and decorative cushions. Have not missed them at all. Am I looking forward to have them in my new home? Yes. But to be honest, if all of them went away and I had to get all new stuff, I probably would not really be all that worried. The next one is funny. I have a couple of coffee mugs that I love, and I particularly like, you already know that I like my coffee, but I have a few mugs that I really like because they just feel nice, Please comment below if you're one of those people like me who have your favorite coffee cup. Like, if all the dishes are clean, is there a particular mug you always go for because you like how it feels in your hand, or maybe how much coffee it has in it? I don't know. But for me, it was interesting because I thought I would miss my actual cups and silverware and stuff. And yes, I could have probably taken a few of those items here, but to be honest, there's not really room. The people we're currently staying with, they obviously have their own stuff. So for me to bring even more things into their kitchen didn't really make a lot of sense. So I packed some of my favorite mugs in a spot where I know where they are, but I haven't missed them. And I thought that I would. And instead, what I've done is I know that those things are waiting for me later. And right now I'm just using other stuff, which is just as good. Another thing that I have not missed at all is kind of decor items, with the caveat of the canvas picture that we talked about before. I have not missed most of my decor lamps or like the little touches, Of course I have things that mean stuff to me, but I will probably have a look through my decor and stuff like that when we move into the house and go, is this actually something we genuinely like? Or have I just held on to it because it happens to be a lamp and it's fine? I'm not saying you should go out and replace all your things, but I'm wondering at times if having things that we really like instead of a bunch of things that's like, that's okay, it could be something worth thinking about. So I'm going to allow myself to reflect on that, and I will keep you posted in the new year when we're starting to get ready to move into the house, and you'll get to follow along for that. The final thing that I have not really missed is my furniture. We have very practical, simple furniture, and as much as I would probably furnish my house differently to where we're living right now, I do not really seem to have a personal attachment to furniture and things like that. Also, I think a big part of that is that I haven't really hand-picked a lot of the furniture that we had in our previous place. Some of it was stuff my partner already owned by the time that we met, and some of it was very practical things when we went through the lockdowns due to the pandemic, that I needed a desk quickly and we just bought one secondhand and things like that. So I really have not missed most of my furniture. So it'll be interesting when we unpack in the new house to see how I feel about the furniture, and if we, again, should we consider getting things that we really want, whether they're secondhand or brand new, rather than having a bunch of things that are just like, yeah, they're fine. So I'm thinking my minimalist experiment has been tracking along really well so far, and I really enjoy doing this type of reflection, and it does help your decluttering journey. I'd love to hear in the comments below if there are things that you have done as a minimalist experiment, whether it's storing things away or anything like that, because I really do feel like most of us have way more things than we need, and most of us have a lot of stuff just because we've always had it. So sometimes the path of least resistance is to just keep things. And there's nothing wrong with keeping things that you use every day. But I think my key message today, and for the whole channel of Simple Essentials, is all about what would you really like to have? What do you enjoy having in your world? And these almost 6 months that we've been in this transition period for us has really helped me realize that actually there are things that I feel strongly about that I did not expect, and there are things that I, take it or leave it. It doesn't really matter. So love to hear your thoughts on this. Love to hear if you're going to do a minimalist experiment, whether you're living with other people or not. And I also really look forward to see you in the next video. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you then.